Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hello, Jordan. I saw you got the first. As always, do you have a script to grab that first? Because you're always so quick on it.
Welcome home, Sid.
We destroyed Titan, destroyed another Mother Crystal. Is Jill gonna be mad at us because she wasn't there for it?
What became of Kupka?
If the state of our coffers is anything.
Reading table. A Desert Alliance. Sit the second. I trust you will forgive me for putting you and your dear uncle to the test. I am confident that a man of your position can understand the importance of earning one's trust, especially in times like these. For what it is worth, you now have earned mine, and I can assure you it shall not easily be relinquished. May this and the start of our fruitful relationship. Rosina.
And what can I do for you? If you're gonna buy something, be quick about it.
New hunt.
And how may I assist you today? Allow me to educate you. I have the details here.
Shit, there's 4 of them. Okay, Soul Stingers. A swarm of vicious Velkin has of late made its nest near an abandoned village in the fields of Koraba. And as the hive has grown, so too has its hunger. Already been stripped, corpses of great beasts have been sighted in its vicinity. Should the Vilcan be left to their own devices, the nearby settlements shall surely be reduced to naught but a collection of bleached bones with a 12 moon. Grimalkin, just off the sickle, the road that leads from the mill to the jaw, lies a dead-end canyon into which travelers travelers moving at night are wont to stray, providing a constant supply of sustenance for a feline most foul. With the daytime desert heat ever its own threat to life, and merchants ever mindful not to waste their last shards of crystal on the lighting of lamps. Only the monster's demise might save them. No script, phone no. Oh, gotcha. The 9 of Knives. The Mechian traders are wont to say a prayer for unwary travelers journeying from Dalamil to Drake's Fang. For these lurkers, a bloodthirsty brigade. One who appears to be most interested in letting the blood of his quarry than he is in any guild or goods he might plunder from their caravans. If the road is to be made safe again, then at least one traveler passing through the place might not flee, but stand and fight. Well, at least it works. The Breaker of Worlds urgent notice to all curse breakers. Due to the discovery of a fallen giant in Rosarian ruins. We have lately been investigating. All work in the region is to be halted with immediate effect. All members are to proceed no further than the village gate. Lest the echoes should be awakened by our presence. No further action may be taken without Sid's express permission. Alright, so we got... Breaker of Worlds. Haven't been there yet, okay. What is that beside your Arcane Season 2 premiere? What do you do? Get that just for watching Arcane?
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia. Back to the stables go.
Atlas.
Another relic of the fallen. Well, it seems this one has a little more life left in it. All right then.
Damn. All right, this is way out of my level. Nine of Knives.
My blade Come, let us feast on your flesh. Your feasting days are over. Let's try. Those who kill for sport deserve no better.
My carpets have
The most fragrant herb.
Kneaded to a silken softness.
Oh, where did all the men of war go?
Plates and pots!
Are you looking for something in particular? My thanks. Here you are. My thanks.
Whoops.
Time to fight. Playtime for the pack, is it? Let me introduce you to mine. And then there was one.
Waken wind!
wasn't too bad, was it, Torgal? Fetch! Come on. Run like the wind.
Bubbling coins.
There's the Kathy.
Oh, what the fuck?
Why am I doing this?
You lost, stranger. Wherever you're headed, it's back the way you came.
What became of Kupka? Oh, I never dreamed.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? I have a few new notes that might interest you. What subject shall we consider today?
Alright, Hugo Kupka, final breath. Dominant of the Icon Titan, after losing his hands to Clive's blade in the crypt of Rosalith Castle, he was spirited away to Dhalmekia by his enigmatic Waluder ally, Lord Harbord. Clive followed after, storming Kupka's stronghold in the heart of Drake's Fang to finish him once and for all. The duel that ensued, first with Titan, then with something even more terrible, led only to Kupka's long-awaited demise, but to that of his nation's mother crystal. Torgal. Unleashed. Clive's faithful friend, who is fiercely protective of him and his allies. However, it emerged that he is more than a mere scent hound. He is a rare Frostwolf, imbued with the sorcerous strength that he is able to call upon to defend his allies in times of crisis. Lord Harbord. Lord Harbord. Lord Commander of the Kingdom of Walud's armies, Harbord is known to many as a constant knight by reason of his unchangedly icy demeanor and his unwavering loyalty to his liege. Indeed, he appears to command Barnabas' complete trust, having been gifted full command of the Royal Order of Knights despite his apparent youth. The capacity in which he evacuated Hugo Kupka from Rosalith's castle, however, remains a mystery. Mudaddle Telamon, daughter of Sid and student of engineering at the University of Canberra. Actually, first encounter student of engineering at University of Canberra. She is well versed in the secret of modern and fallen technology as any scholar in the Twins, and means to put the knowledge to use in service of the Hideaway. From a young age, Mid showed the same passion for invention as her father, and an even greater aptitude. She is well versed in the secrets of modern and fallen technology as any scholar in the Twins, and meant to put this knowledge to service in the Hideaway. Doris, born and branded in Rosaria, Doris now captains the Cursebreakers, directing their bear liberating operation in concert with Cole, her second in command. While she is fiercely committed to the cause, she abhors violence and will only bloody her blade if circumstances demand it. Bernard, a carpenter who resides at Martha's Rest, whose speed and skill, together with the surrounding marshes water, deleterious effects on the planks and piles of the village's many bridges, keep his services in high demand. He was born and raised in Cressida, where his parents lie buried, and he has recently engaged to be wed. Lubor, the desert hare, the old ally of Sid, an old ally of Sid's who fell out of contact with the resistance after his death. The Desert Hare spoke with Sid and Sid alone, leaving the other members of the hideaway with few clues as to their true identity. Only the pseudonym in the name Rosina and the memory that Sid met them in Dalamil. Forgemaster Lubor. Forgemaster of the Briar's Kiss, the finest smithy in Dalamil. Lubor is also the Desert Hare, an ally of Sid's who once went by the name Rosina Dalamil. Ferda, Lubor's accomplice who directs the espionage efforts of the Desert Hare's loyal minions from his home in Dalamil. Born poor and turning to banditry at a young age, Ferda has saved from his life of crime by the original Rosina Dalamil, who gave him a new purpose, serving her own, somewhat less felonious endeavors. After Rosina passed away, he continued to serve Lubor at the same capacity. Sir Terence. Second in command of the Dragoons, the foremost fighting force of the Holy Empire Sembrek. His sword remains ever at the ready should anyone be foolish enough to make an attempt on the life of his liege lord Prince Dion. Born to a family of minor nobles, Terence enters the prince's service as a squire before climbing the Dragoon's rank. He and Dion are lovers. Lay of the Land, Ash. Through slightly smaller than her sister to the west, the eastern continent of Valencia is marked more altitudinous. Her lightly wooded shores guarded on all sides by nigh unscalable cliffs. Having been ravaged by the blight still more grievously than storm, the kingdom of Wulud is now her sole remaining nation. Cressida, a village located deep within the wetlands of central Rosaria. It was once the site of an aqueduct that was hoped would carry water to the capital, Rosalith. But these plans never came to fruition due to both the Holy Empire's annexation of the duchy and a sudden influx of feral beasts displaced by the Blight's march south through the Dim. Now it lies abandoned. Many of its residents have fled to nearby Mirtha's Rest. The Holy Knights Dragoon. Elite troops of the Holy Empire Sembrek, led by Prince Dion Lesage, drawn largely from the nobility of the realm. Their status as Knights of the Sacred Dragoon affords them still higher standing in the eyes of the people. In the Battle of the Borderlands in 873, as in so many conflicts down the years, they proudly led the charge as the Empire entered the fray. The Ascension of Emperor Olivier. Holy Emperor Sylvester Lesage handed power to Olivier, his second-born son and only child by the Empress Annabella. In a turn of events that shocked the nation. None was more shocked, however, than his firstborn son, Dion, who was presiding over troop movement in the area surrounding the crystalline dominion when the news first reached him. The Dalmatian Republic, a nation formed from a federation of 5 smaller states. It is located in the southern half of the continent of Storm and it has its capital at Rondella. Having lost both Drake's Fang and the Mighty Titan, the political situation in Dalmekia has deteriorated drastically, the government scrambling to withdraw their troops from the ill-starred siege of the Crystalline Dominion, that they might be redeployed to quell the unfolding chaos at home. Drake's Fang. After the Mother Crystal's fall. A Mother Crystal that was located in the heart of the Dalmatian Republic. While it is widely reported to have been destroyed by Sid the Outlaw in the year 878, rumors also abound of orcs subject of the Kingdom of Wulud having been sighted there at the time. Regardless of the cause, the loss of their Mother Crystal and the dominant upon whom they have heavily relied soon brought the Dalmics to the negotiating table in a desperate bid for cessation of hostilities with the Empire. The fall of Drake's Fang. Drake's Fang, mother crystal of the Dalmatian Republic, was destroyed by Sid the Outlaw and his associates in the year 873. Hugo Kupka, dominant of Titan, also disappeared in the attack and was presumed to have died. The loss of their icon led to the Dalmics hastening their withdrawal from the conflict with the Empire that was ongoing at the time. Republican parliaments. Dalmatia in chaos. The highest council of government of the Republic of Dalmatia. 7 ministers are responsible for ruling the nation after the death of Hugo Kupka and destruction of Drake's Fang. The Republic descended into chaos, and it fell to the ministers to pick up the pieces of their crumbling country. The Dalamil Inn, a literal oasis in the Velcroy, a desert in the western part of Dalmatia. The mill offers goods, food, and respite to those travelers who endure the long march through the sweltering sands. In particular, the hot spring baths fed from nearby waters will not only ease the pain of the road, but also rumored to cure all manner of ills, from boils and bubbles to the various afflictions to the groin, many of which are like to be contracted at one of Dalamil's many brothels. The Briar's Kiss, Luber's Forge in Dalamil, its name is known across the Republic for the quality of its steel and the skill of its smiths. The Forge Master of Briar's Kiss is a man of many titles: Forge Master, Non-Peril, Desert Terror, Regina Dalamil, and dear friend and ally of the late Sidolphus Telamon. Velcroy Desert, a vast arid wilderness located in Dalmatia Republic. The further west one travels, the deeper and more forbidding the sands grow, and the more frequent the signs of settlements long since deserted. To the south, water can at least be found, albeit piping hot, a quality which has given rise to Dalamil's Inn and the hot springs surrounding it. Despite the forbidding environment, trade ensures a steady flow traffic north to south, served by various inns along the way. The Jaw, a wild mountainous region of southwestern Dalmatia from which Drake's Fang can be seen looming in the distance. The Kingdom of Wolude at Drake's Fang. The sole surviving nation in Ash, Wolude has its capital in Stonier, home of the mother crystal of Drake's Spine. It is ruled over by Barnabas Tharmer, dominant of Odin and warden of darkness, who has somehow managed to bring the hordes of marauding beastmen that once plagued the lands to heel and persuaded them to direct their aggression at its enemies instead. These bloodthirsty forces have been deployed as far afield as Drake's Fang in the Dalmatian Republic. Twinside, the former capital of Crystalline Dominion, after a unilateral maneuver by the Holy Empire of Sembrek in 873, it became the imperial capital. The Isle of Ark. The cluster of tiny islands upon the Crystalline Dominion stands. These are largely man-made, having been built on top of existing ruins, and are arranged with an administrative hub at the center surrounding by the citizens' dwelling, and beyond those, the slums in which various refugees make their home. The glistening spire at the island center is home to the Dominion's mother crystal. The Free City of Canvir. A federation of neighboring independent cities city-states located in the southeast of the Dalmatian Republic. While originally part of Dalmatia, the cities achieved their independence in the year 857, hoping to step away from the Republic's internal struggles and focus instead on the commerce upon which their prosperity had been built. Political power currently resides with the Council of Guildmasters, prominent Canvarian traders and craftspeople. The lack of a dominant or the mother crystal to covet, along with its considerable financial resources, allow Canver to retain both its independence and neutrality in the face of considerable turmoil elsewhere. As such, it lacks a standing army, that the defense of its walls having been relegated to a small yet trained city guard. Old Canver, the capital of the free cities of Canberra, located in the Trail of the Titan's Wake in Southeast Storm. It is a hive of mercantile activity. One can hardly move, for the trade transcends on nigh every cobble corner. Brand removal. The painstaking process of slicing away the bearer's brands so that no mark remains. Taria, the hideaway's physicker, has mastered the procedure, though it still entails a good deal of pain and of risk indeed. The brand is written in poisoned ink that any attempt to remove it should result in death. Given this, many choose to forego the process, even though their brand precludes them from ever leaving the hideaway. Astrologer, member of the Gregorian clergy who divine the future from the movements of the heavens. It has long been custom for the astrologers of the imperial court to share their auguries only with the emperor, granting them significant political influence, provided that it is that the emperor of the day shares Sylvester's inclination to heed their advice. The Einajar, the flagship of the Waluder Navy, also known as the Black Galleon, alongside the Royal Cavalry. It is the pride of Walud and is capable of swiftly delivering elite troops onto enemy soil to make war in the name of the mighty Odin. Wyvern Tail, the elegant white flower that is a symbol of the Holy Empire Sembrek. Frost Wolf, a rare breed of wolf from the frozen northern territories that is said to be able to conjure magics. An ancient fable from the region prominently features a frost wolf by the name of Fenrir, who was companion to the Queen of the Snows, most likely an allusion to the dominant of Shiva, and defended her not with tooth and claw, but with bolts of ice. Okay, the Bestiary Titan, Hidden Truths. The Warden of Earth, who takes on the aspect of the fearsome stony giant. He is known to awaken among the descendants of the ancient motes of earth, a tribe who once dwelled in the deserts of what is now the Dominican Republic. By far the largest and most physical imposing of all icons, Titan's strength was the bedrock upon which the Republic was built. Orcs at Drake Fang. A species of beastmen native to Ash, orcs have historically lacked the means with which to cross the Strait of Otha and make ingress into Storm. However, rumors of having been sighted at Drake's Fang have begun to spread as of late, along with speculation that they might even join forces with their longtime enemy, the Kingdom of Walud. Scorpions with pincers. Oh, you read this before? With pincers the size of boulders and hook tails as long as chocobo is tall. Merely the sight of a scorpion is enough to strike fear into even the most hardened of warriors. That said, the poison contained in their stingers is actually far weaker than those of their lesser cousins. It is prominently used to stun rather than kill. They favor deserts and other hotter climates, and as such, are found mostly in Dalmatia, as well as the fiery mountains of the Iron Kingdom.
The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
You...
How may I help you today, Clive? Come to claim your just desserts? You earned this. All done?
Clive, you're back. I am. And with glad tidings for once. Hugo Kupka is no more.
Well, I'll be. All of our comrades who lost their lives back at Sid's place be smiling down at you right now.
We had a stolus from Lubor saying Drake's fang had fallen. I expect that was your doing as well, was it?
It's a long story.
One for the history books, I'll bet.
Welcome home, Clive.
It's good to be back. You look better.
I feel it. Which means I'm coming on your next little adventure. You're not leaving me behind again.
Wouldn't dream of it. Otto, any word on the royalist movements since I've been away?
Shouldn't you be putting your feet up? If you really want to know, go and have a word with Vivian.
Thank you. I will.
It's good to have you back. I was worried.
Not bad for a boy from the Imperial barracks, eh?
If you're desperate to know more about Waloed, Vivian's your girl. But if I were you, I'd be heading straight to my bed.
Ah, the conquering hero returns. And with hardly a scratch on him.
I may have picked up one or two.
Well, the fact that you came straight to me instead of visiting our resident physiker suggests that you picked up something more important. A scent. The scent of Walooders.
The very same. But whatever plans Kupka was hatching with the Royalists, he took them to his grave. As did his men. Slaughtered by the orcs who'd taken over the Fang. Orcs, Vivian. I've never seen such creatures in Storm before. The Walooders must have ferried them over from Ash, but why? Why work to rescue Kupka only to invade his home, the mother crystal of an allied nation, and let both fall? It makes no sense.
Do you know the tale of the blind men and the Adamantus? One can often be led astray by focusing too closely on individual details. One must instead see the bigger picture. And what bigger picture is there than my map? The Kingdom of Walood claims dominion over all of Ash. It is a nation forged by the bloody conquest of Barnabas Tharm, the dominant of Odin. The Canvarian War of Independence in 849. The Battle of the Twin Realms in 865. The Battle of Belinus Tor in 873. Wheresoever his armies fought, Odin was found where the fighting was fiercest. But of late, the warrior king appears to have laid his sword to rest. Battle rages for control of the crystalline dominion. Yet Tharm sends not a single ship in support of his Dhalmekian allies. Meanwhile, the Blight ravages great swathes of Ash. Yet warlike Walood shows not the faintest interest in laying claim to untouched lands. So why go to the trouble of sending an army of orcs into the heart of Drake's Fang, only to make no attempt to claim the Mother Crystal for Walood? It can hardly be for lack of men. Tharm's armies rival any in the Twins. No. We have not seen the last of the Walooder standard. Odin will ride again. It is but a question of when. And on that day, who will be trampled underfoot? In summary, I know not to what end the Royalists betrayed Kupka. I know only that it is part of some broader scheme. A scheme tied to the ambitions of one man.
King Barnabas.
But there is no need to wallow in confusion. If one is to cure a sickness, one must first identify the symptoms. And your Lord Uncle has volunteered to do just that by keeping an eye on the Royalists' movements.
He's really throwing himself into this.
Indeed he is. Which means all that remains for us to do is await his reports. Well, not quite all in your case. The people of the Hideaway must hear the news. Justice has been done. Hugo Kupka is dead. The wounds he left that night are still raw, especially for those who lived with Sid the longest. Tell them that those wounds might finally begin to heal. Consider it the price of today's instruction.
I've never known you to be sentimental.
What can I say? I am only human. And we are, all of us, sentimental animals at heart.
I suppose we are. Very well. I'll go and spread the word.
It's good to have you back.
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
What is it? I'm busy.
I wanted to tell you that Hugo Kupka is dead.
I can't tell you how long I've been waiting to hear those words. This is it then. A new beginning. Under a new Sid.
I'll try to live up to the name.
Back, are ya?
Let's go about Hugo Kupka.
Bloody riddance.
Good bloody riddance. If there was ever a man who deserved a rusty knife in the gut, it was that prick. Now that I'd let you carry around, not that I'd let you carry around a rusty knife, it just won't bring back the people we lost, but it'll ease a few hearts. Mine included. Thank you.
What do you want? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
Welcome home, Clive. I was hoping you'd be back soon.
Well, someone looks pleased with himself. It's true what I'm hearing, then.
Nothing escapes you, Lady Karen. It's true. Kupka is dead.
No more looking over our shoulders, then. Good. I'm starting to get a crick in my neck. Don't let it go to your head, though. Well, don't just stand there gawping. It's a relief.
It really feels like we can breathe again. No more living in
Thank
fear.
you,
Thank you, Clive. I know I don't say it enough, but I mean it. Oh, and best of luck too. For many here, every other worldly woe paled in comparison to the threat of Hugo Kupka. Now he's gone, we'll finally have time to devote to everyday gripes and grumbles. And as the captain of this little ship, I'm sure you'll be on the receiving end of more than a few.
Going purse weighing you down? Is that all?
Clive? What do you want? Not bad, if I do say so myself. You can thank me later. That it? Fine.
The sun hath topped the mountain, the dawn hath kissed the sky. Bid welcome to the morning, and fears of night goodbye.
Ugh, I'm
Ah, Clive. Have you come seeking the gift of knowledge?
No. To share mine, actually. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Oh, my. it really be true?
Look, he's crying. He is. The big baby.
And with good reason, children. These are tears of joy. We must offer up a prayer to your parents that the heavens might weep with us. There shall be no lessons today, only thanksgiving and merrymaking. Go, put away your things.
All right. Brilliant.
Finally, a new dawn has broken.
It has.
Thank you, Clive. I cannot wait to share the good news.
Hippocrates. After Kupka fell, Ultima came to me. I need to know what he is. Have you learned anything?
Alas, no. And not for want of trying. I have scoured nigh every historical tome in our collection and found nothing. Not even the sort of conspicuous absence that might suggest a concealment of fact. One is almost tempted to conclude that such a creature never existed.
But I saw him with my own eyes.
I don't doubt that you did. Alas, it seems you are the only one who has. To others, he reveals naught. We see only that which he leaves in his wake, like some terrible force of nature beyond the ken of mortal man.
A bringer of death.
Whether the Ultima you met with was the being itself, or merely another projection of its power, I know not. But until I do, my investigations shall continue.
Thank you. It means a lot. Right. Let's see if Otto has anything else for me.
My knowledge is yours.
Let's get about Hugo Kupka.
I have said it many times.
I've said it many times. Hugo Kupka was a murderer, but he was also a thief. A thief who robbed us of our happiness, of our hope. And though I know it is wrong to revel in the death of another, we can take solace in the fact that he will never steal anything from us again.
His story is ended.
His story's ended. Thank you, Clive. Ask about Tet and Crow.
Were you aware
that in many cities, bearers are forbidden from having children? It is believed that the Aether used to bring a child into the world hastens the crystal's curse, lessening the mother's productivity. Such is the world we live in. Fortunately, Tet and Crow's parents were able to escape that world, if only for a few brief summers.
What of the twins themselves?
But what of the twins themselves? Born in a hideaway, only touched by magic, the other spared its burden. Their minds are blissfully untainted by the poisonous rhetoric of priests and politicians. They will grow up knowing there is no difference between man and bearer, and they will pass that truth on to their own children, and they to theirs, until the world we live in now is but a footnote in the annals of history.
Yes, change will come.
Yes, change will come, and though a magic will require no crystal to conjure, one that will endure long after the last mother crystal has fallen.
If that is all, my friend.
Ugh, I'm never drinking again.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. Hugo Kupka is dead.
Here for another of my lectures. What is it that you wish to learn? Of course. And how may I assist you today?
Kupka and the Fang were the bedrock upon which the Republic stood. Now that both have crumbled, Dhalmekia's descent into chaos is all but assured. So what of its parliament, you ask? Oh, will the ministers not take it upon themselves to pick up the pieces of their crumbling nation? I doubt it. They have little love for their people, only their own perseverance.
Which leaves but one man.
Standing between Dhalmekia and disaster. Former Field Marshal Eugene Havel. If any is to pick up the baton of command, it surely will be he. But as the bitter tide of ire and avarice rise around him, how long will he be able to keep his head above water, I wonder?
Then I bid you good day.
You barely sat down since you came home. Vivian got you running errands or something?
Just spreading the word.
So, the professor's got a soft side, has she? I'd never have guessed.
No. She was right, though. Everyone was glad to hear the news.
Ah, but you ain't told everyone. I can think of plenty of friends back at the old hideaway who'd sleep more peacefully for knowing. Not least of all Sid. You should tell him.
You're right. I should. And I will.
Well, when you do, be sure to take Mid with you. She's been going at it hammer and tongs down in that workshop of hers, trying to do her father proud. But I can't remember the last time she visited the old sod's grave.
Very well. I'll suggest it.
Oh my god, you actually have fucking missions for me.
Fancy a look at the list, do you?
That's good, but Hugo Kupka.
It was luck.
It was luck and luck alone that saw me safely out of the hideaway that night. So many others did not make it. I see them, you know, in my dreams sometimes. Always tell them I'm sorry that I wasn't able to save them. But now I can tell them something different. The Kupka's dead. That you avenged them. And I know what they'll say back to me, so let me say it for them.
Thank you, Clive.
Thank you, Clive.
Quick look.
Good day to you.
The crystals we get from the tail are all but worthless.
We had to dig a new cellar.
Ah, Clive. Your timing is exquisite, as always. I have a concern which you may be able to assist me with.
Go on.
There are whisperings afoot of shadowy figures having been sighted outside the village. Rustlings in the undergrowth, suspicious noises. My people fear that they are being watched. It may be no more than a surfeit of nerves, understandable in the current climate, or it may be the prelude to something altogether more dangerous. Given what I hope you'll forgive me calling your nose for trouble, I wondered if you might investigate.
Of course.
Excellent. You might begin by speaking with the good citizens of Lostwing. Listen to their tales, and make what you will of them.
All right. I will. Right. Let's see what the people of the village have to say. I'd better find out if this is just nerves, or something we need to take more seriously. Excuse me. Quentin mentioned strange figures having been sighted near the village. Have you seen anything?
Nah, not me, Gov. I heard the rumours, though. I'm here most days, right next to the gate, and I ain't seen nothing out of the ordinary. Don't worry. Any shady characters try and slip into town this way, and I'll soon come running. And shouting, most likely.
All right. Thank you. have a moment? There's talk of suspicious figures in the woods. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
No, but I've heard something. Sound of scraping metal, like someone sharpening a sword.
Where was this?
In Lorbert's Pass. Was out foraging for herbs when I heard it, screeching out from between the trees. Ran back here as quick as my legs would carry me, and I ain't been back since.
I see. I'll look into it. Thank you. Seems Lorbert's Pass is our best bet then. What do you say, Torgal? Shall we go and investigate?
Board.
You there.
Fuck! He's seen us. Get them before they escape.
Oh, what are they doing
Black
here?
shields. Here. What the hell are you doing here?
What is it to you? Not that we give a damn. All that matters to us is that you don't leave here alive.
Not gonna be you. You're not gonna leave here alive. Da, 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 da.
Why were they here? Were they planning an attack on Lostwing? I need to warn Quentin.
Clive, how goes the hunt for our sinister figures?
Took care of them.
I found some black shields hiding near Lorbert's Pass. They're gone now.
Black shields. The Empress's former bloodhounds. Though they serve another master now. One who means to root out and destroy both me and those I care for. And it would appear the pack has finally caught the scent of its prey. Damn it all. I had hoped I would have more time than this. More time to prepare. But if we are cornered, we have no choice but to bite back. And bite back we shall.
I'm sorry. You're going to need to explain. Who did the Black Shield serve now? And why would that person want you dead?
Because I want him dead.
Who?
The former Lord Chief Justice of Sanbreque. All that I have built here is for him.
I don't understand. Why him? Why Lostwing?
I suppose it is better that you know the truth.
Yes, please.
I was a member of the judiciary once. So sickened was I by the injustice of this world, I swore to fight it. And fight it I did in my own small way. I saw more than a few corrupt officials condemned to the very cells into which they had thrown blameless innocents. Men to whom the law was but a scourge to turn against the powerless. And throughout, it was the Lord Chief Justice who backed me, who was my one true ally in the quest to see justice done.
So what changed?
I discovered that he hunted bearers for sport. I was a fool to think he shared my hatred of venality and vice. His support for me was no more than a facade, a means of ridding himself of his rivals, a mask to hide the rot beneath. I filed suit against him immediately. His response, however, was rather more visceral. He had my entire family slaughtered, and he faced no punishment whatsoever.
That's crazy.
I lost everything. My loved ones, my livelihood, my position, the faith I had once held that any modicum of justice might be achieved through the courts. So I set about enacting my own. I tracked down every soul who served him, and slit their throats myself. But the man himself proved an altogether more difficult target. With money and power come protection. And so I saw that I would need an army of my own. I came here to Lostwing and began recruiting like-minded individuals.
And everyone here knows this is why you do what you do.
Of course. They too have lost loved ones to the bearer hunts. Seen faultless friends sent to the gallows to spare the guilty, all under the watchful eye of the Lord Chief Justice. Our wounds are the same. And our cause is the same. We are comrades, and our revenge is already in motion. We know where he hides, how numerous and well-trained his guard. What we did not know until now, however, was that his plans may already be in motion too.
Quentin.
Our time is short. He may move against us at any moment, unless we move against him first.
Let me help.
My friends and comrades, it begins. Make ready for war.
Make ready for war. Should be a level up. Hell yeah.
I'm not going to change his mind.
And what can I do for you? And a fine, fine day to you.
And a fine, fine day to you too, lady. Alamdolin.
My carpets.
The most fragrant herbs and spices from... Gone, just like that. And without so much as a by your leave.
What's the matter?
It's my apprentice. He up and vanished while my back was turned. I'd go and look for him myself, but I've got a bakery to run. A bakery that's now short one pair of hands. Loath though I am to rely on the kindness of strangers, I'm at a loss. Please, will you see if you can find him?
I'll see what I can do. Do you know where he might have gone?
Ah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was off somewhere mooning at Drake's Fang. He used to work there, you see. Poor fool left his heart in its hollow.
All right. Then that's where I'll start.
Oh, where did all the men of the rock go?
Plates and pots!
Are you looking for something in particular? Thank you for your custom.
Excuse me.
What do you want?
The baker sent me to find you.
I am a sorry, selfish sod, aren't I? Certainly not a baker. Master must rue the day he took me in. Time was the sight of the Fang used to calm my nerves. But now look at her.
I take it you missed the Mother Crystal.
I hated her, but she was all I knew. Worked her mines for years. And when she shattered, part of me shattered with her. I had to trade my pickaxe for a rolling pin, but I'm no good at baking. Every loaf I touch collapses. My bread's as hollow as I am. She was the only thing that could fill the hole inside me. Oh, I loved her, damn it. But now she's gone. She's never coming back. What am I supposed to do? I ask her. How does a shell of a man learn to live again?
Try to remember the good times. Do that, and the Mother Crystal will be with you no matter where you are.
Even in the bakery. What a fool I've been. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You've opened my eyes. I have to get back there right away. Farewell.
Well, he changed in a heartbeat.
Suppose you won't be needing an escort then.
Ah, there you are. The man who lit a fire under my wayward apprentice. Though I worry you might have stoked the flames a little too high. He damn near ran me down trying to get to my oven.
Master, it's ready. Behold the Drake's Balm. A truly unique creation.
I dare say it is.
Just look at it. A perfect likeness of the Fang herself. Her steepled peaks, her fulsome spurs, her inviting hollow. True, my loaves collapse more often than not, but what's the Fang without her crater? Why, no Fang at all. And look, inside. She's filled to bursting with a bounty of beautiful crystals. Salt crystals! Master, I have found my purpose. I must use my work here to preserve the memory of the Fang.
Well, if it tastes half as unique as it looks, I'd certainly say you're onto something. Not only is my apprentice back, but he's finally pulling his weight. With any luck, I might even have a new delicacy on my hands. I don't know how you did it, but you have my thanks.
I'm telling you, it's true. I heard it from Otto's own lips. You could
We're seeing troops amassing at every corner.
I know what you're going to tell me. Thank you, Clive. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When it comes to boyish charm, Goots has an indomitable rival. In
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon. All right, Clive? What do you want?
I'm going to visit Sid, and I thought you might like to come with me.
Sorry, I'm too busy for all that right now. I've got to get this thermal displacement stack sorted.
Thermal...
Displacement stack. Here.
And this is for...
Only the fastest, finest ship the world has ever seen. The Enterprise. Me and my dad designed it together. Where other vessels rely on the fickle winds to drive them through the water, ours is fitted with mithril engines. And those things have got more push than a behemoth in a bad mood, and more heat than all the hells put together. Which is where the stack comes in. I may have already talked some tight-lipped shipwrights into putting the hull together for me in a little dockyard in Canva. But the stack's a bit more involved, so I'm building it here. Thing is, it's so involved that I'm running behind and it's starting to hold things up over at the shipyard. I'll come and see my dad, though, when I'm done. Whenever that is.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Good old Clive. I were hoping you'd say that. First things first, I need some parts meching. The stack will be made up of 3 major components. There's the plating, here, that channels hot vapors away from the engine. The helm over the top, that disperses all that heat into the air. And the shielding around the sides. That stops the rest of the ship from going up in flames.
A full suit of armor, then? Probably best to take it one piece at a time.
Then you'll need to start with the plating. Everything else fits onto it. I've got the designs and the list of materials here. Show these to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
I can't make head nor tail of them.
Luckily, you don't need to. The engine plating's basically just a very efficient conductor. Create a thermal gradient across it and the heat radiates outwards, which... You know what, just show the plans to Blackthorn. He'll know what to do.
daughters started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Why would anyone want to do that?
Mid hasn't.
Blackthorn, can I ask a favor?
Out with it.
It's for Mid.
This my last chance to say I'm otherwise engaged. I'd spare myself the arseache. Go on then. What is it this time?
She said you would know. Here.
Thermoplating design.
Krieger's teats. Well, I don't know what the hell you'd want this for, but I can make it. Won't be easy though. And I'll need help. Get Gabonotto in here, will you?
All right.
So Mid's roped us all in here again, has she? Typical. Still, if that's what it takes to get her to visit Sid's grave, I'll do what I can.
And, what is it we need to do, exactly?
Take a look at this. It's this plating. The usual sword grade steel won't work. We need something that can get very hot, very fast, and still keep its shape. That means an alloy. Something that won't break or buckle at the temperatures she's talking about. Which is where you lot come in. I need materials, and I've got my work cut out already. You'll have to fetch them. Now, there's a special kind of sand I'm after that you can only find out in the Velcroy. Stardust, they call it. As for the rest of the stuff, my usual supply should have it in stock. It just needs buying and bringing back here.
Well, we'll get it done quicker if we split up. One of us should probably give you an hand coat in the sand.
And the other can go and get the rest from this supplier.
Right then.
Well, make your minds up who's going where, and we can get this over with.
Up to you who you take to the desert. I mean, Gav's good in a fight, but he don't have my winning personality.
Ah, don't listen to him. You'll be in the lowest of low company with either of us.
You going after the Stardust then, are you? Which one of these two lucky souls is going with you?
Take Gav.
Gav, you're with me.
All right then. So, where do we find this Stardust stuff?
There's a river that runs through the southern reaches of the Velcroy. It's the black sand that washes up on its banks that you're after.
Southern reaches of the Velcroy, eh? That's down past Dalamil. I'll go and scout the place out. See about hiring us a wagon to bring the stuff back to.
All right. I'll meet you by the river.
While you're off having a paddle, I'll pick up the rest of the stuff from Blackthorn's supplier. Take care.
You two, eh? Don't go letting them fleece ya.
Fleece me? I'd like to see him try.
In your own time.
Where's Gab?
Looks like I found the river. Now where's Gav?
He is.
Sorry to keep you, Gav.
Better late than never. I've had a quick scout about, and I reckon round here's our best bet if we want to grab as much of this Stardust stuff as we can. Don't know what Blackthorn's planning to do with it, though. I asked over in Dalamil, and they seem to think it was worthless. But if Stardust is what Blackthorn wants, Stardust is what he'll get. There's plenty of this stuff lying about, just begging to be bagged.
Then let's get bagging, shall we?
We shall. Race ya.
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Gav's getting on.
You finished? How much did you get?
Enough. I hope.
Oh, you win. That might even be enough for old Blackthorn. Hey, before we go, do you mind if we have a chat? Feels like ages since we had the chance to talk. You know, man to man like.
It does, doesn't it?
Back when you first took Sid's name, we were talking all the time. Working out what to do in that.
There was a lot to work out.
And there still is. Those shoulders of yours starting to feel the strain. Hardly ever see you around the hideaway nowadays. Always on some errand or other. You can take a day off, you know.
Says the man who spends most of his time behind enemy lines.
Only 'cause you keep sending me there.
I know I can count on you, Gav.
Likewise. So you keep sending me wherever you need to, and I'll keep going. Safe in the knowledge that I have a home to come back to. Thanks to you. Right. That's enough soppy shite for one day. We'd better get this lot back to Blackthorn before he slings his hammer at someone.
You go on ahead. And try to get some rest once you're there.
Oh, I plan to. Believe you me. After Blackthorn gets what he needs, of course.
Right. Ready to go home, boy? You all right, boy?
Gotta give the pupper a pet.
Blackthorn, got everything you need?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
We should go out on maneuvers together more often. You know, it beats sneaking around on your tud all the time.
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you breathing down my neck.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know construction's underway.
Suppose we'd better be getting back to work too.
Give us a shout if you need anything.
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn's started work on the plating.
Excellent. 1 down, 2 to go.
So, what's next?
The helm, of course. For this, we'll be repurposing fallen scrap.
Salvage from the ruins? I thought that material was all but impossible to work.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name? Right.
Oh, Sid, is this about the helm?
Yes. Mid said I should speak with you.
I'll show you the plans then. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate heat. That heat is then harnessed to produce motive force. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack, which disperses it into the surrounding air. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement coefficient of the plating. In other words, the reactor would overheat and eventually explode. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above anything we are able to make today. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protective hood. Why, if sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the ship from stern to...
You can stop there. I understand. Mid said we might be able to use parts of a fallen ruin. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. It's in Lorbert's Pass, near Lostwing. The
Lost
thing
Wing.
is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. You see, a certain unwanted visitor has taken up residence there. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's, going to be considerably more dangerous than that.
I see. Then I suppose I'd better deal with this unwanted visitor for you. Would that help?
Oh, very much. Thank you, Sid. I'll gather my team and head there right away. We'll meet you outside the ruins.
taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
If you're ready, we leave at once.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, you know, man. Fantastic.
You sick?
No.
Sick and tired of work?
Yeah.
I feel that.
You didn't think that Friday.
Yep. Archipelago Friday.
Yeah.
Get those APFs going. You gonna be doing a stream?
Right now?
Tonight?
I don't know, it's a little late. Can you see if anything to play?
Oh, there you are, Sid. Thanks so much for coming. The, ruins are just over there, as is the creature I told you about, I'd imagine. Would you mind?
Yeah, I'll dispatch of it.
I'll be right back.
Should maybe do a save because it's been a while. Even though there's autosave, it's always good to have manual saves.
You gotta save your save so you can save.
Anybody
home? Yeah. Oh, another one of these, huh?
This must be our unwanted visitor. Time to go.
I just love how the enemy's name is just unwanted visitor.
Nice try.
Unwanted visitor is no longer visiting. It's lost its life.
things I do for you, Mid.
Sid! Oh, thank goodness you're safe.
You shouldn't have any trouble now.
Indeed. Well, don't let us keep you. We'll, see that everything is transported safely back to the hideaway.
All right. I'll let Mid know you're on your way.
Ooh, they have unfulfilled over inscription, you say?
Is there?
There is.
Like a beta or alpha?
Yeah, I mean it's on the beta.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm. She'll be along shortly.
Interesting.
Excellent. Another job well done.
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding. This one's a bit of a bugger.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest of the ship ablaze. Which is why you need proper shielding. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom of the briny before we'd even started. I need something light. But I've racked my brains and I just can't think what would do it.
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek. Harpocrates.
Tomes? Yeah, well, I'd thought of that, obviously. I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him, see what he makes of it?
Right away.
I think Mid might need some help.
How may I help you today, Clive? Kuka.
Koopa, I thought that Bowser's death would change things, but when I close my eyes, I can still hear Yara's voice as he whispers for us to run, as he calls out to the soldiers to distract him. His words saved us all, and I'll never forget that. It's just like he said, words are immortal. And his live on in me. With this English is stupid. They changed my life and have wanted to thank him ever since.
Only I don't know how.
Well, I don't know how. I don't know the right words.
I wish you were here.
I wish you were here to teach them to me.
Is everything we've received and everything promised all yours? Best of luck out there, Sid.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Oh, I'm never drinking.
Harpocrates, do you have the moment?
For you, Clive, always.
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at this?
Shielding for a mithril engine? Whatever will that girl think of next? And what are these notes around the edges?
She has some specific requirements for the materials. The shielding needs to be able to resist extreme heat on the inside, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough not to sink it. As you can imagine, She's struggling to find anything that meets her needs.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material she requires, but a different approach.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine, at timber and steel alike. And yet, we have made a home here from those very materials nonetheless.
We have. But Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that without a constant supply of pitch. I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is said to be able to resist even the most ferocious flames. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection it requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps Bardolph and Obelus might be of assistance. I shall speak to them and see what wisdom they might have to offer. If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specifics of how it might be most effectively put to use with our two friends. The knowledge of the past may yet prove useful to we of the modern era.
Thank you, Hippocrates. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand, do you?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some help. And some company, too.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the shielding itself.
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill's game.
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave the decision as to who will go with whom in your capable hands, Clive.
Obviously gotta take Jill.
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
So, Clive, have you made your decision? Who will accompany you on your little excursion?
Very well. So then, what do we need to find?
I have taken the liberty of preparing a list. Here.
White chocobo eggs. Pepio nuts. Are you sure this list is right? Everything on here seems very edible. I would have thought the ingredients would be a little more exotic.
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited, effects for which they were once highly prized. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction, hence moon dews having fallen from favor. Now, of course, they can be obtained with ease. You should be able to find everything you need at the market in Northreach.
Is that so? I've been meaning to visit Northreach anyway. I'll set out now. Join me there when you're ready.
I will. Until then.
You two enjoy yourselves.
You too, Talia. Now, where's Jill?
Keep them pilgers nice and chilled.
Are those Pepio nuts?
How goes the hunt for ingredients?
I've only just started. I'm sure everything we need is somewhere amongst all these stalls, though. Why don't we split up and see? We'll take a couple of ingredients each.
All right. What am I looking for?
How about you look for the pepio nuts and some garlic? I'll find the other things we need. We can meet by the gate when we're finished.
Up! You'll not find a bruised
Any friend of the innkeeper is a friend of mine. Ah, yes. I hope it's to your liking.
There's talk at the glass gate.
Buy, sell, or be gone. And if that's what you want.
That's everything. Let's see how Jill's getting on.
Did you find everything?
I did. Here.
Garlic and pepio nuts. Perfect. Now all that remains is for Harpocrates to somehow turn all this into what Mid needs to keep her engine cool. But before we head back, would you walk with me a while? Thank you for asking me to help you today. It makes a nice change.
It does. It's good to get away from all the battle and bloodshed for once. Just being here reminds me of when we were children. Do you remember? Walking down Market Street in Rosalith, taking in the sights and smells.
How could I forget? What with Torgal's antics. Remember how his nose would prick up at the scent of sausages? He'd go racing away and we'd have to go running after him. We wouldn't catch you now, would we, boy?
Was there anything you wanted to buy for yourself while we're here?
There was, yes. Well, sort of. Molly in the kitchens told me about a place that sells particularly good pies. Thought you might like to share one with me.
I would. Thank you.
And I saw some bread. Big white cobs like the baker back in Rosalith used to make. What do you think? I thought we might get some soup to dip it in. But then I tried a slice of the butcher's dry-cured ham and it was just, oh.
You all right?
Sorry. It's just, you're right. I really do feel like a child again being here with you. Clive. Is it wrong of me to enjoy this?
No, Jill. This is how life should be. And it's how our lives will be when our work is finally done. When we can live on our own terms.
I hope so. Thank you, Clive. Well, I suppose we better be getting back. I need to give these ingredients to Harpocrates and Talia. I'll see you at the hideaway.
Take care.
I will. You too.
Torgal.
Welcome back. I hope you two had fun while I was busy helping Harpocrates.
Ah, Clive. Harpocrates has all the ingredients. We were just waiting for you.
How's work on the shielding progressing, Harpocrates?
Well, very well indeed. And thanks in no small part to your kind assistance. I was just explaining to Tarja how we might best go about preparing the Moondew. And now that we have all the ingredients, we may begin.
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious concoctions in my time.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
What about the shielding itself?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of Bardolph and Obolus.
Apparently, it'll be ready soon.
Thank you.
I got punched.
All of you.
You got what?
Right then.
I got punched.
Would you
Falcon
join me in the
punched?
infirmary? Many hands make light work and all that. Of course.
Oh, and Clive, thank you. It was nice just being with you.
It appears our work here is almost at an end. A shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the Moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other, followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn young Mid of that.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Harpocrates. Well, I better go and give Mid the good news then. Sorry to keep you waiting, Mid. But you'll be pleased to know that work on the shielding is underway.
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking, Harpocrates knew of a substance that's highly resistant to heat. A coating that should provide the protection you need. He's supervising the construction and testing of the shielding as we speak.
Brilliant! I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Don't thank me. I'm just the errand boy.
Right then, let's start working out how to bolt all these bits together. To the Black Hammer!
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dahs.
Displacement stacks.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this outside. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way!
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require some precision walloping.
Some time later.
It's finished! It's finally finished!
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clive, Blackthorn, everyone. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell you? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines, and we'll be needing a displacement stack for each.
Jeez.
You don't mean...
Don't worry. Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, I say. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always?
That's not a deal,
All right.
That's a pig.
My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans, I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And
Hey,
you can come too
Huntsman.
now that your little project is finished.
Right.
Hey, Huntsman.
I'll go see it.
One thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build? He said it was some sort of chimney stack.
To the reading table. Bar side quests have opened up.
He cracked the crystal too? You joking?
Okay, there's a few. All right, off the record. I was thumbing through the hideaway ledgers at Otto's behest and might have come across something that might need your attention. Maybe. And by that I mean immediately. You know where I'll be.
Trouble with the ledgers. Shouldn't he be asking Otto for help?
Alright, we'll go through this quest. I need to check what time I work tomorrow. I don't know if it's half an hour later or much later or same time, because it'll give me an idea of when I need to end stream. Tomorrow, start at 9:30. Okay. I start 30 minutes later than I have. Just meh? Well, tomorrow's Friday, so hopefully you get the weekend off. But I guess when you have kids, you never have a day off.
I'm gonna say that again.
Did you get my letter?
That's why I'm here.
Otto might be listening.
Is this better?
A little. Listen. I've some bad news.
Dude, I hear these deer barking. Where are
the
they?
hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain
When are you going to join us for an archipelago, Huntsman?
Maybe my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square...
You work on Saturdays normally? Ah, I gotcha.
Circle... 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but it's going to take some time, and I'm going to need help keeping it from Otto.
Bit late for that, I'd say.
There you are! What a surprise!
So let me get this straight. You forget to pay our lenders what they're due, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. And I hope he'll dig you out of the hole you've dug for yourself. Clive, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought this was a cunning plan. Why? Well, who needs paying?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, Lady Karen. But only 500 talents.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5 million gil.
Each. 5 million each.
Damn.
They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
Those ledgers were my responsibility. And it was my decision to entrust them to you. This is my fault.
Do we have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord Rosfield's purse enough. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own if we're gonna make this work.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talents apiece, these are.
A little something Sid and I set aside for when times got lean. And I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure there will be.
Should be me making the rounds, really. But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe, and all that.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because you'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well, I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry. I'm sure Karen will understand.
Really? Do you think so?
No, I don't.
Okay. Martha's Rest. We gotta get some monies to Martha. Martha Stewart, where are you? Probably smoking a fatty with Snoop Dogg.
That's great.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with our rebuilding efforts. And though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A
I
star
always forget how
ruby?
much it sucks to hunt deer
I
in the
can't
beginning of
accept
this
this.
game.
It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right buyer.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow from me again. Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Otto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again.
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as always, eh? Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, word is he was the first one Sid reached out to. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, the idea would never get off the ground. Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's always been the backbone. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have hit Otto hardest of all.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement, and rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid, he saw in you too. And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good company.
I suppose I do.
No, that's what I wanted to do.
There's talk that the Glassgate flood has finally spread.
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you. It's all right.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and oil of talc?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Whatever is the occasion. Oh my. Clive, you really have outdone yourself.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
You disappoint me, Clive. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing, nor does the hideaway. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly. It was the least I could do.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us. For all you've done.
It is rather fetching, isn't it? Very well. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the hideaway are the closest thing he has to family.
Otto had a son.
Long ago, yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt anyone did. Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate to help them.
I'm beginning to see that. Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us. Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Oh, wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Meg told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped with?
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Ooh, I
Of
got a
course
rare
not.
Ooh.
But
He's
one good
Scandi.
turn
He's
deserves
canvas.
another. And our
I'll find out what
circumstances
it
have
is.
changed. Surely you wouldn't
Dude,
show
why
the
do we not play
gratitude of a
Valheim with
pauper
Moth when we
who
played? Like, this is
happened to
so
have
much
become a
better.
prince.
I don't know.
So you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what
those
I'm
are
owed,
rare.
then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not.
Magic. Oh.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I don't know, when it comes to like survival games and building games like that,
I hear you ended up delivering all three
I have to be in like a specific mood for them.
Thanks to
No,
this
that's
lump.
completely fair.
I sometimes
But,
wonder
like-
what I pay you for.
Speaking of which,
Did you know that you can change the drop rates in the game, like in the base game
I
options?
still
Because
haven't
we
been
been having trouble
paid
drop rates. And
last
it was
month's
so much
wages.
I did not know that.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass beyond that
But
disc
yeah, I
of
just had
yours
some
and don't
quality of
get
life
up before
ones.
those ledgers are
Like,
square.
you can craft from items that are in your chest as long as it's nearby.
Yeah. That'd be a nice
That
one.
would have made life
I've
easier.
seen that before.
You have, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy soul couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to, oh, forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we set up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him, who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again.
And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me, just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
told me she was building a ship.
Drink water.
Yes,
Be
sir.
calm.
Moist.
He cracked the crystal too. You're joking.
Says Goblet, miraculously undamaged in the attack on the old hideaway. Otto held onto the futureless clay cup to remind him of his lost friend before giving it to Clive, knowing that Clive would have wanted the proud bearer of his legacy to have it. Alright. Next side quest. A bad feeling. Clive, something ain't right with that hound of yours. When it pleases your lordship, come pay me visit at the toll. What's going on with Torgal?
What's wrong with Torgal? He seemed well enough when I last saw him.
Alright, let's go check in on Mr. Torgal.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. Congratulations. I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating me treats. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at them. Didn't like him, which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been working him too hard, have you?
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it is that's woken inside him.
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything, you mean? Perhaps.
Lawsman, I need to ask you about Torgal. Something's not right with him.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, he seems to have lost his appetite, which is certainly a new development. She says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do with what happened at Rosalith Castle.
I rather think she might be right, though not about his appetite. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for the rich marrow that resides within, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not a lack of appetite that afflicts Torgal, but a surfeit of it. If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed to providing are no longer sufficient. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones may yield altogether different nutrients. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some antelopes that graze the meadows of eastern Rosaria have been known to grow to a size more than double that of their lesser cousins.
I don't recall ever seeing any that large.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rarely leave the safety of the highlands for fear of predators. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about took place near Cressida, and that was long before the village was abandoned.
Even so, it seems like a good place to start.
Good hunting, Clive.
Good girl. Faster! It's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it'd seem like just a place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Farewell. Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question, which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back. Come on, boy. Fetch!
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you?
You could say that.
So, Molly's leftovers weren't good enough, eh? That'll teach me for treating you like you're still a pup. All right, no need to shout. Now we know what you're after, I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me. The bloody know-it-all.
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clive. Were you able to locate your quarry?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed us in exactly the right direction. And Torgal's been a very happy hound ever since.
Very good, very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way, for your part in solving the mystery.
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, I found myself pondering Torgal's talents. Do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in Torgal's transformation?
About how she somehow woke the power within him.
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought, but one which raised certain questions in my mind. You see, the Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different in nature to those you described Torgal as having used.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icon's power. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all of this has affected Torgal.
He has seemed more fierce of late.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are fortunate indeed to be able to count him amongst our allies and not our adversaries.
Oh, he's more than an ally. He's a friend.
Okay, on to the next side mission.
Oh, this weapon's ridiculous.
He cracked the crystal too? You're joking.
The other day, I'll have you know I ain't never shed a tear in front of no one, not even my mother, and you won't soon catch me doing the like again. So if it pleases your lordship, we can both forget about the whole damn thing. The Cid I chose to follow all them years ago is gone, and there ain't no dragging him back from the depths of whichever hell he's talked his way into. But his legacy, that lives on. In you and everyone else here in the hideaway. Sure as the sky is blue. At least, I think it's still blue. And as long as it is, I'll be right here where you can count on me. Otto. About the Blackthorn. Cheers for you help Dragon Blackthorn out of the dumps the other day. Thing is, I reckon he's gone and thrown himself back in, judging by the droop of his jowls lately. So I'm thinking maybe it weren't just the leather what was on his mind. Maybe there's other demons jabbing their pitchforks into his privates. I know you're a busy bloke, but next time you find yourself free, maybe we could go ask the old bastard what's got him so hot and bothered. Assuming it ain't just the forge. August. Will we help him? Sure.
Hopefully it's nothing.
Yeah, help.
I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
It's actually very worth doing this side quest because you get stuff that can help you. Like,
it's always worth doing the side quests in this kind of games.
yeah. Like, if you put them aside, like, I've gotten stuff where my potions are more potent for healing. Torgal now does more damage. If I skip those, you know?
Yeah, the game would be way harder.
Yeah.
And besides that, like, you get the, like, the little story nuggets that are fun.
Yeah, and, like, you get, like, some backstories of some of the characters. Or, like, what? Yeah.
You have a
Like, some of the NPCs and stuff.
This won't take long.
Yeah, you gotta learn.
I just wanted to ask how you're getting on.
Well,
August
Clive's
was
mom's a
worried about
bitch. A big fat
You
bitch.
might still be doubting your
The biggest
craft,
bitch in the whole wide world.
even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realized he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about this sword. You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged and extremely sharp.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes. But I need to help him find out how to work an edge like that. It's driving him to distraction.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who my clients are? Suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If you stop mooning at me like that. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. Collects weapons and the like. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourite clients. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where I left him.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, and he's a touch eccentric, if you take my meaning.
I appreciate the warning. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Calm yourself.
Back again, are you? Any more trouble and you'll be barred for life, however deep your friends' pockets might be.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? Oh, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it, You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell, and best of luck.
Ambrosia won't help me here. Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia. Good girl. You deserve a rest.
We've got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamel.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard at my heels.
And there are many other collectors out there.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial thorn in my side.
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
A whetstone?
Yes, but not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right. I will.
A recipe unlocked.
Nice.
Back, are ya? What's that for you, dear?
Wait, bomb ember.
That it? Fine.
He cracked the crystal too. Joking.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Mid might need some help.
Well. Here, Sid. Reckon you might be just the man to help me out of a bit of bother, if you would mind to.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this alembic the chief's got me making. Lovely bit of kit it is. Bung in a solution you want splitting, and it will separate it out, just like that. Problem is, it won't always get rid of all the impurities. And with some of the stuff we need it for, that ain't good enough. Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooking off. And that's where I was hoping you could help me out.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like. All right. Why not?
Proper job!
So what exactly do you need for this filter?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. Couldn't believe my eyes. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes out clear as a mountain stream. So, I did a bit of reading about where I might be able to get hold of some. And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them behind when they die, see?
I take it that's where I come in.
If you wouldn't mind. I saw a billet on the hunt board for one just the other day.
Oh, that's what I need.
Well, fighting dirty great balls of flame isn't exactly my forte. You, on the other hand...
All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you kindly. And a good hunting, eh?
You're on the hunt for the Bomb King, Koopa. If so, I have a billet that might interest you.
That's a troll. Okay.
Cursebreaker, aiming for the Imperial chase, took a wrong turn into a nearby wood within which she discovered the ruins of a fallen airship. And within them, a beast akin to a great ball of fire that chased her screaming from the grove. The soldier later identified the creature in an almanac of echoes, but was firm in her insistence that the bomb she saw was near 10 times the size of a depicted therein.
I died. Fought my first troll. Didn't go well.
Rip.
R.I.P. Deej. He's dead, Jim.
I'm James, not Jim.
Sorry.
This is...
Come on. Thanks, girl.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Look what we have here. Greetings, Your Majesty. Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. The wine needs more than this.
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. Enough to keep the Olympic bubbling away for a good old while. You're a gent, Sid. Let nothing say otherwise. Right then, let's get this contraption up and running. There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that, huh?
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Olympic that I reckon will make even the toughest lever supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. What do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from.
Inventory increased. I can now hold more potions. And I can also now upgrade my sword to the Excalibur.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You earned this. All done?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes helped?
Well, don't just stand there gawping. Coin purse weighing you down. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What do you need? So, what'll it be? Not bad, if I do say so myself.
Now we've got Excalibur. Nice. All right, I think this is a good stopping point for now. We'll pick this back up on Monday. As for tomorrow, we will be doing an archipelago of sorts. Don't know what I'll play yet, but we'll figure it out tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye.